You have identified the hippo, and hippos are very interesting animals. They spend most of their time in the water, about 18 hours a day, and then at night they come onto land to graze on the grass, and they will eat about 90 pounds of grass in a single evening, which sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but for a hippo that weighs 3,700 pounds to up to 10,000 pounds, that's not a lot of food. But since they spend most of their time in the water, they don't need to eat a lot of food because they don't use a lot of energy. And hippos have these very large canine teeth, and they use those to ward off predators. But a full-grown hippo doesn't really have any natural predators, but a baby hippo oftentimes will fall victim to a crocodile. So the mother hippo uses those teeth to defend her babies, and you don't want to get between a mother hippo and her child. That will not end well for you. And male hippos use those teeth to fight other male hippos and assert their dominance. And a male hippo marks a territory and defends that territory and the females living within it, usually about 10 to 15 females. And how he marks his territory, he uses his excrement like other animals do, but he twirls his tail while he does that so that it flings things everywhere. So you probably don't want to be close by when that happens, but it's a pretty effective way to mark your territory. And hippos have very sensitive skin, so they spend their time in the water to protect them from the hot African sun. But they also have an interesting adaptation. They secrete this oily, pinkish substance all over their body, and it works like a sunscreen. It dries hard, and it protects them from insect bites, and it also plugs up any wounds that they might have on their body, and it stops them from getting infected. So it's a really useful adaptation to have. But if there is no water to speak of, if things have dried up, the hippo can survive in the mud for weeks at a time without food, water, or shade, so they're very tough if they need to be. But for the most part, they spend their time in the water, they're surprisingly good swimmers, and they can hold their breath for up to half an hour at a time. So that is the hippo.